by the evening. I used to think I'm just dreaming. I just wanted some more. Whatever twist.
Hey guys, welcome back. So, if you saw my last video, you saw that this bike died on me. Not only did it die, it ended up with a cracked cylinder and a hole in the block. I've now completely stripped the frame, busy cleaning up the frame. I'm probably going to give it a spray and a repair. And the motor's being sent away for some assessments. And hopefully we can get some good answers. The frame, there she is. She's a toilet roll holder. Let's see if we can get the frame in the picture. There we are, hanging off the roof. So once I get a proper answer from the mechanic, I'll just see if he can repair it. Then I will start cleaning up the frame and spraying painting it and do a proper restoration. That wasn't the original plan on that bike, but yeah, she's getting a new engine, so might as well clean up the frame, give it a nice spray job. See what we can do with the fairings. The fairings wasn't so bad to begin with, but we'll use that. Now, the 07. So, as I mentioned in the last video, this frame part needs to be repaired. It needs to be welded, and in order for me to do that, I need to take out the motor. Obviously, everything else must come off. The neck bearings and fork needs to come out, triple clamps, everything. So basically making it the same condition that the current frame is of the 2004 model. But before I start with that, I think it's best that we tackle the electronics. I mean, you don't want to strip a bike, take the motor out, send it away, get it back, reassemble the bike, and then find out that there's something wrong with the electronics. You either then assembled the bike wrong, or there was a problem with the electronics to begin with. I think that it's best to repair what is the problem, make sure that the bike is running perfectly, and then take the motor out. So some people will say I'm working backwards. Why repair this if I'm going to have to remove it? Why repair the ignition if I'm going to remove it, send it away, and then reassemble it again and put it back together? Why repair all of this if I'm going to have to remove the loom, send the frame away, bring it back, put the loom back in again? It's double work. I'm not an electrician. I'm not an auto electrician. I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a guy that likes bikes working in my garage. So for me, certain steps make sense because doing a double safeguards you from making mistakes in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix whatever this spaghetti junction is. I'm going to fix the ignition and then make sure the bike starts, make sure the bike is riding again. Because as it stands, it's currently starting and riding. There is just a short somewhere in here, somewhere near the fuse box, and obviously the ignition doesn't work. Later, then once it's all working, then take the engine out, take the forks off, and send it away to be welded. It just safeguards me. I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if I'm wrong. That's how I like to work. Somebody else might speak differently, but it works for me. Yeah, so let's get started. So, first up, does she start? The key is in. What the key is currently doing, it's just connecting the HIS Honda security system. So the chip in the key is connecting to the HIS module. We've got a little live wires here, and that is to activate the ignition. And here we are, 2 little live wires. And at the moment, we've just got a click. Let's just bridge that. That is bridged. Then my kill switch is on. And perfect timing for the video. The short is currently working. Not that we want it to work. Somewhere here is what is stopping the bike from starting. It was either the bank sensor. I've wiggled these wires before, and you could hear it in the fuel pump prime. So today it's not the bank sensor. I do have another one which I'll be using when I finish the bike. Then there's this fuel box. Now, I think it's best that I not cut the wires, but loosen the wires. It's priming. So now we have to start again. Kill switch is off, not priming. Undo the wires here, they're live wires. Okay, it's not priming again. So the problem is, problem does not sit in the rest of these wires or in the fuel relay modules. So the fuel relay modules, these wires, nothing happens when we wiggle here. It seems to only be on the fuse box. There, it's priming. So this is where I need to find the fault. Now, if I scratch inside here, this thing burnt some time back with the previous owner. I don't know what happened exactly, if it was related to the accident or something that they did afterwards. It looks like this fuse is the problem. What's that, number 10? It's my bank angle sensor fuse. You can read it there. Can we see it? Okay, so now it looks like that was the little fault. It was just a loose fuse. You see this fuse here is also loose. I'll replace it. I've got a bag of fuses inside here somewhere. And then this here, this thingy that sits here, it's been bridged. So what I intend to do is depin this little plug and replace it. It shouldn't be too difficult. You just have a little screwdriver in the back here, pop all these wires out, and then plug it into the other spare fuse box that I have. If that doesn't work, something that I don't want to do is cut along this section and rejoin all these wires and solder it together and stuff like that. And here is my spare fuse, my spare loop. Here is my spare loop. So this is the fuse box, still nicely sitting in the cover. Okay, open it. Everything still looks very neat, and the wiring is semi-decent. Yeah, still on the bracket, and this should be usable. My fuel relays are here. Everything is intact. Now I could just reuse the bracket, reuse the fuse box, the little surround. I guess my first point of call is how difficult would it be to depin this. I guess we must now first start by dismantling it and see what we install for. That was a lot easier than I expected. Okay, let's do this then. So what's happening here is there's a tiny little piece of plastic on the inside here. What I'm doing is I'm moving the plastic to the side, and then these metal clips come out. That's what holds the fuse in place. So you'll see on this end here, the clips have gone. I've pulled those out already, and on this side they're still in place. If I move the little plastic in the middle here to the side, out she comes. The plastic just pops and holds this little bracket in place. There we go. So if you noticed, I didn't bother to pay attention to the wires in which order they go in, because that's not important, because I'm not using this loom. What's important is on the next loom, when I remove this housing, that I pay attention to what order the wires go in and out, and that the opposite wires match. This one, I'm not going to be using this loom again, as it's the 2004 loom that came off my spares bike, my donor bike, and the new one will match this accordingly. Part 2. So now I get to repeat the process on the 07 to have to fit the fuse box back into place without cutting any wires. So firstly, I want to remove all the unnecessary wires. Don't forget to undo your battery. That's a nice little tidbit to add in there. I've disconnected mine now while I was moving from the one section to the others. And there we go. So that's the front loom. The reason why I'm also throwing this loom away is this is what belongs to the clocks. So all these wires have been cut, and it should look like, this. Here we are. So this is my portion that goes to the clocks. Here's my new bank sensor, and under this one, these are the wires that go to the clocks. So this one's getting chucked. This one's busy going to be replacing it. And this needs to be chucked in the same way. So let's start stripping. Here we are. Out with the old, in with the new. Another one goes flying. Let's get this done. Red wires are as you see, they just slide in, and that little clip that I undid earlier, it just clicks it back into place, and here you go. We have a new working fuse box. unit. Let's see if she works. So, nope, battery still disconnected. Right, we've got power. And no bank sensor. Need to connect up the loom. Okay, that's connected. Bank sensor, we are keeping upright. Let's bring you down. Loom is connected. Bank sensor, we will just keep upright in our hand for now. Locks is not needed. Power to the ignition, still live wires. And fuel pump is priming. Just can't figure out why this damn needle doesn't move when she's idling. It moves when I start the ignition, but not when she's idling. Busy waiting now to see if the fan's gonna go on. So far the clock works, the temperature works, the speed does work, I checked before. But yeah, I don't know why this damn needle doesn't work. I did good. So my wiring is sorted out. The ignition needs to be replaced, but if I replace the ignition barrel, then I'm either gonna have a problem with the key. I'll have to speak to a locksmith about how to cut the new barrel or use the existing barrel in the new housing. So this I'm still trying to sort out. These wires essentially just need to go back into this little hole and it will reconnect to the ignition so the ignition can start working again. And then my key will be working. So this just runs to a plug that sits under the tank, and this is the his system, which is this ring here on top, which also just connects to a plug that sits under the tank. So here's two bolts underneath here. Once I loosen these two bolts, and then the ignition barrel comes off, the other two bolts, the ring, the his ring comes off, and this can be removed. Then I'll send this away to a locksmith. So that's it, guys. That was a bit of a tedious video. We repaired the fuse box, got the new one on, works now without any shorts. Well, it primes, so there's no shorts, no loose connections. This entire loom now isn't needed anymore, but we'll still keep it as a spare. The ignition we'll sort out once the engine is out and everything goes away. The ignition will then also go away. So yeah, I think next is drop the motor. For that I'm going to need a castle nut. I don't have one, so I'll have to go get one. But in the meantime, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so that whenever I post another video, you get a little message. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the 07. What do you think I should do once she's riding and I've got the fairings on? Should I change anything? Should I keep it silver? Should I go back to Repsol? Should I go to HRC color scheme like my original bike? Yeah, let's see what you have to say. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I just wanted some more, I'll have a twist. Think I didn't take risks to get to this sitch, don't take the piss. Obvious got me, I admit I did what I did, but I deserve this. That's why the ball got popped at 6. And a hollow one fuck by the evening. I used to think I'm just dreaming, I just wanted some more, I'll have a twist.